Get in the habit of asking smart questions and dumb questions, but not lazy questions. A dumb question is, let's say there, actually, I have an example. There was this one time I was in this client call, and I recall all the guys from the tech side, they knew what host to host was. Host to host is basically this platform where you're transferring files from one point to another point. Simple. But the client, they didn't understand that. So they asked, what is host to host? Now, from our perspective, the technically gifted people, that was seen as a dumb question, right? It's sort of like someone asking, what is the internet? Especially if you deal with this all the time. But this is not a bad question. It's a dumb question from our lens because we just deal with it. We're thinking, you don't know that? But dumb questions are needed to clarify our understanding. The cool thing is, not one of the technical people were like, you don't know what host to host is? Instead, one of the people who's leading the presentation used this as an opportunity to challenge their understanding of how well they knew host to host. This is when they were giving analogies and they helped the other person understand. That is a dumb question, but not a bad question. Now, a lazy question is, let's say I give this person a lot of homework and then they come back and they're like, what is host to host? Even though I said, hey, we're going to be discussing host to host in the presentation, you should have a rough idea of what it is. Now, this is a lazy question because she has her phone on her. Another type of lazy questions are when you are asking too many definition questions. I get it. If you're going to a corporation, there's a lot of these acronyms that you've never heard of that now it's smart to ask them because you just don't know what they mean. But I've had people who slid into my DMs on Twitter and were like, what's Toastmasters? I thought, dude, Google it, man. Why are you asking me the definition of something? You could just easily Google something like that. That's a lazy question, and that will make you look dumb. In this life, you want to ask smart questions, and smart questions are laser targeted questions. And these are the questions you could ask once you have experience. I mean, imagine that you're starting a business and you are on day one of starting Shopify, a store, for example, and you go to a Shopify guru. He is world renowned. Everyone in the planet who has a Shopify store wants to talk to this person. And for whatever reason, you score a meeting with this guy and you go to this person and you ask, well, what's Shopify? This is not the best type of question to ask, but you can't do anything about it because you don't have that much experience. Now, contrast this with you spend a long time trying to find the right supplier. You understand what drop shipping is. You make your store fails. You make another store. You create ads on Facebook. You try a lot of these creative angles and much more. And eventually you run into this guy, this Shopify wizard. Now your questions are going to be hyper targeted. You're going to be asking questions that this person even thinks, whoa, that's actually a really smart question. So smart questions are detailed questions. Dumb questions are questions where one field knows it really well because they deal on it daily, while the other field, they're ignorant on it. And a lazy question is a question that you could easily Google. Just Google it, dude. Don't be sliding in my DMs asking me what Toastmasters is. Just Google it.